this video, I will explain how to make a miniature shelf. The reason for this shelf is because we need a place to put our pastries. Every episode, I complete at least one project for this. This one will include two projects. I put pieces of paper on the wall to see exactly how large I wanted my shelving unit to be, because I know I also need to put up a clock and a menu, which has not been created yet. I'm really excited about the clock, so I'm hoping to work on that one tomorrow. And I need 4 shelves, so I drew one line every inch, and then I used a spacer to draw a line above it. Now I drew a diagonal line between the 2 parallel lines, starting high on the right and low on the left for the left side of the shelving unit, and I did the opposite for the right side of the shelving unit. Turned off the sound of the drill for you dentophobia types. Now I'm using that line as a guide for where I'm going to put my dowels. I put the sticks side by side so the holes were lining and matching up. They were still slightly off, but I corrected for that later with a visual trick. There's so many more pieces of this project that I need to do and a bunch of little food items. The food is not quite to scale because I am just grabbing food that I used with my miniature coffee shop, which was 1/8 scale, and I've been throwing that in here. But to make this look really realistic, I'm going to have to hand make those food items again, only smaller, because this is about 1/12 scale. As you can see, I put the dowels in and I just left them sticking out at both sides, and then I put glue at the holes and kind of twisted each of the spindles, what would you call them? Each of the dowels, but they're tiny. They're actually skewers for cooking chicken or something. Find if you buy dowels or something in the art supply or craft supply store, they're more expensive than if you just go over to the section of the grocery store where they sell the food stuffs and where they sell skewers and pick up those. So I got skewers at Daiso, I believe, which is the Japanese dollar store, which I'm absolutely addicted to. Yes, I know. I should just move to Asia because I'm also addicted to Korean dramas. I admit it, I just finished Boyfriend on Demand. If you really want to watch a good one and can handle some very sad moments, when life gives you tangerines, did I say that in English? When life gives you tangerines, so good, you guys. You have to watch that. Okay. Now I've got the dowels clipped off, which is great, and I'm kind of have to check to see if my shelves fit, and some of them don't, so I had to clip off the ends of some of them. I had to sand the ends of some of them, and just use wood glue. Just like, I really, really think wood glue is the best thing to use on wood. Like, I have tried and get away with, like, Aleene's tacky glue or something. It is not the same. Wood glue is so hard. It's like hard as a rock. You can even turn cardboard into something like wood by painting wood glue on it. It's magical. So, and then, it's not fun unless I drift off into another project. So I'm making a pizza peel or a bread peel. It's that wooden, it's like a cutting board almost with a handle that you slide into the oven to slide your bread into a bread oven. So this is probably close to the world's smallest bread peel. I'm using my alcohol inks to paint it, which is probably not the best idea because these alcohol inks, they do fade over time. But anyway, I'm only thinking of that now, so whoops, sorry. It's always good for me to have another project on hand because glue takes time to dry. And I've got to be doing something with my hands because weirdly, I only feel like I have value if I'm making something. Isn't that weird? Like, I don't have another job right now, so I'm not making any money. Even though I clean the house and do the laundry and stuff, when my husband comes home, I kind of want him to see that I haven't just been sitting around eating chocolates and watching Korean dramas. And every day I gotta exercise too. I gotta walk or do something for 45 minutes. That way I won't hate myself tomorrow for eating carbs. And by the way, guys, I have good news and I have bad news. My phone is really old and the battery isn't lasted very long. And I got to go buy a new one. The good news is I hear new phones have better video quality, and that's what I do with my phone. In real life, when you sand something with sandpaper, you have to move the sandpaper across the object. But when you're sanding stuff in miniature, then you slide the miniature across the sandpaper. It's way easier that way. This gizmo that I use to cut things at a 45-degree angle, or that I use to cut just, skewers and that kind of thing, is the handiest gadget I have ever had. It is so much faster. I was sawing through bamboo skewers and it just took absolutely forever. And the handy dandy tiny glue bottles, the only thing with these glue bottles is a lot of glues are too thick. And so to lower the viscosity of the glue, just add a little water and shake it up really well. As my shelves are on a diagonal, I had to create little face boards so that the food wouldn't fall off the front. Can you believe you can build something like this with tongue depressors, glue, and some skewers and coffee stirrers? Because that's all this really is. Okay. I put the shelves in, and if by setting them all the way down on the dowels, if they looked a little off, like they were tilting down too far to one side, I just pushed them up a little bit, and then it's all hidden by that front coffee stirrer that is the, it's like a drip tray. It's like an edging that keeps the bagels from falling off the shelf. It totally hides it. You can't tell that it's crooked at all. It looks like I did a really perfect job of lining up those dots. I think when I was drilling, some of the holes kind of got off. I didn't really perfectly mark them out before I pushed the drill through. My bad. But none of that matters. Perfection is the enemy of being finished or something. There's a phrase like that, and I'm sure it sounds very eloquent when people remember what the actual phrase is. But anyway, truly, being a perfectionist makes everyone unhappy, including the perfectionist herself and all the people that have to live with you. Just saying, if you're a perfectionist, loosen up a little. So I'm painting on some color here, and it just does not go well with the flooring. So I decided to go a lot darker. I went with mixing some I think it's cobalt blue that I've got here. And I'm mixing it with some phthalo green, that's with a P, phthalo green. And it makes kind of like a nice dark turquoisey color. And that's going to be the shelving unit color. And I have no idea. I'm just have extra paint sitting out. And so I just start painting every other thing around to use up the paint as much as possible. That's why I painted the bear and that little board. I'll probably use that board later, but it'll be cool to have things matching anyway. But yeah, when the colors don't work, you just slap another coat of paint on them. This might be weird, but I don't try to mix my colors 100%. I try to leave them streaky because I think it gives visual interest to the object. And if I'm wrong about that, it's mine to be wrong about. It's artistic license. You get to make your decisions about the things that you make, and I get to choose everything about what I make, and I like it weird. I like it a little sloppy too. I think if it just looks too perfect, it looks like it's made of plastic. It doesn't look real enough. And realism is sort of what we're going for here. Okay, I've turned the entire store on its back to press the shelving unit down. Don't you wish you could do that in your house? Is turn it on its side to just maybe, air out the carpet or something. I don't know. Why would you turn your whole house on the side? Some things would be simpler that way though. Maybe hanging pictures on the wall might be a little simpler if you could turn your whole house on the side. I'm not recommending it though. It didn't really go well in The Wizard of Oz. I guess the house wasn't on its side, but it did drop on the witch. It probably spun around first. It was a tornado. Things like that happen. So in time for the big reveal, we're just setting up all these little pastries that I already had. So don't be mad at me that you didn't see me make them. It wasn't this video. If I did make it in a video, it was a long time ago. Maybe before the whole sushi bar. No, around the time of the sushi bar video. Very old. Go back and check those out. They're really funny. And if you don't think I'm funny, that's totally understandable. Other people call it quirky, but it's fine. So, ooh, isn't it cute? And the little details like cutting a curve at the bottom and some slanty lines at the top, part of that was accidental, but it ended up looking really good. There's that weird gold tube there. I cut a paintbrush to make that happen. And there's the new bunny. This is Bunny's sweet treat. So that bunny I got at Hobby Lobby for $2. And there's another one too, but I'll introduce her in another video. Thanks so much for watching.